Hi, we are back today talking about the chemotypes of cannabis. So we were talking about the cannabis plant on the last video, and this one we're going to talk about the chemotypes and the cannabinoid ratios that go with those. So culturally, we've talked a little bit about the terms indica and sativa and how they have been used to describe the experience that we're going to expect with cannabis. However, that's not the whole story. So we tend to think of indica as being relaxing or sativa as being energizing, but it can be the other way around actually, depending on the person. So one of the other things that we need to look at is what the chemotype is. So what are the chemical compounds in that particular plant, that particular strain that you are looking at, and that will help us more identify what kind of experience we're going to have. So the first type is our type 1. So type 1 chemotype is a plant that's high in THC and low in CBD. So this is a pretty typical cannabis plant that's out there on the market. Most of them are high THC and low CBD. And then we have our type 2, which is a balanced cannabinoid ratio of equal parts THC to CBD or similar. So it could be right within this range of the 1-to-1. And then we have our type 3, which is a high CBD and low THC. So these plants are where you're going to be accessing your CBD from in the ratios that are higher in CBD and lower in THC. I try to grow a balance of all of these three types so that I've got a good variety within the garden. And then we have our hemp-derived CBD. So that is CBD that's been derived from hemp. That generally happens more in the US because CBD is federally legal within the US, but it must contain less than 0.3% of THC. So that's how the US is getting over the whole THC being illegal, is that they're making sure that the CBD that they're selling that's on the market has to be derived from hemp. That does reduce its effectiveness, and so you may need more CBD if it's derived from hemp than you would if it was derived from cannabis. And then we can look down at the ratios and compare the ratios a little bit more as to what amounts of THC and CBD are going to be beneficial for you. So in our high THC, low CBD, our type 1, the ratios are listed from THC first and then CBD. So you may find a ratio of 2-to-1, of 10, 20, 30 to 1, or 0. And this is the 0 one as well, 5, 10, 20, 30 to 0. So generally flower that's high in THC will have very minimal amounts of CBD in it. And then our balanced, of course, is just a simple 1-to-1 ratio. And then our type 3, high CBD, low THC, also listed as THC first and CBD second. So we're looking at something like a 1-to-2, 1-to-5, 1-to-10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and 50. So each of these types of ratios are indicative of different situations and whatever it is that you're going through. So let's look at that next time. So let's look at what ratios you might reach for different situations. All right, bye for now.